I love the story. I love the story, just how you got hooked up with this, because I know you do the camps,
It's fun, man.
But give me the story of how this all came together.
Like I said, you know, timing's everything in life. I believe that as a coach, man. You know, there's good times and bad times in this business. But you know, I'm blessed to work with Pro Camps Worldwide, Greg Derbyshire, and I do 15 NFL camps a summer for the last 5-6 years with these guys. Last year we picked up a new client, Ndamukong Suh, great guy, great player, what a talent. But as the camp is going on, this young man shows up who's just a big guy, NFL-looking guy. I didn't know who he was. Well, Coach Suh, Ndamukong comes up and says, hey, introduce Amobi. Introduce Amobi. And I said, Amobi who? He said, Amobi Okoye, Chicago Bears. I said, okay. And I said, hey, was that the youngest guy drafted? And so, you know, the story is he's the youngest guy drafted in the NFL. So I get on the microphone, everybody, please stop your drills. We have Amobi Okoye here, Chicago Bears. You know, give him a hand. So we run the camp, it's a 3-hour day, and at the end of the day, I'm leaving Detroit to hop on another plane to go run another camp out on the West Coast for Phillip Rivers. Right. As I'm walking out of the camp, Andy Danner, the COO of Pro Camps, is there, and we're shaking hands and saying goodbye. Amobi says, hey, will you guys help me with my camp? And I said, oh yeah, we'd love to. He said, you have a card. So we give him our cards. And life goes on. We go on with the summer and work at camps. So about 2 months ago, I get an email from Pro Camps, Andy Danner, and from the Amobi Okoye Foundation that says, hey, Coach Huber said he would help us with our camp. Well, like I said, I'm assuming it's a Chicago Bear camp in Chicago. So I get an email that says, hey, we need your passport sent to the Amobi Okoye Foundation as soon as possible. And I'm thinking, why do I need a passport to go to Chicago? Well, then I hook up with his agent, Henry DeBrill, and Henry says, Coach, we're going to Africa. This is the 3rd year that Amobi's went to Africa, Nigeria and Johannesburg, to teach American-style football to these kids, as well as do some mission work. They help with clean water supplies, clean water supply lines, breast cancer awareness, health and AIDS awareness, everything that goes along with a mission trip. And timing, again, timing's everything. I said, listen, I'd love to go, but this is the heartbeat of recruiting right now. Coach Huster's back here, my director of recruiting, and we've had 300 kids come to Mount in the last 6 months and have lunch with us and see the facilities. And March is a big time to sign them. We have to wait till letter of intent goes by, and then in Division III, that's how it rolls. So I said, let me look at my schedule. Well, I got to believe God had a plan here. I open my calendar up, and they give me the dates of the camp, and it's spring break at Mount St. Joe next week. It just fit. Yeah. And obviously, I'm an Army guy. I spent 4 years in the Army. I drove tanks all over Europe. I've traveled with Pro Camps and Coach Derbyshire worldwide, or nationwide, from anywhere from California to Florida. But I never dreamed that football would take me to Africa. Here's what intrigued me. When his executive director told me, hey, Coach, the only continent in the world that doesn't have organized football is Africa, I felt like Christopher Columbus, man. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. They don't play football in Africa? I mean, I got to go help then. I mean, obviously the game's been very good to me. I played at Glen Estee High School on the east side, and I'm a guy that's made a living the past 30 years coaching football. So whatever I can do to promote the great game of football and the lessons that, you know, the cliches that coaches use, the discipline, the character building, you know, the attitude, everything that goes along with football. And here's what Amobi told me. I went down last weekend to Houston to do some planning and help him out. And he said, Coach, here's what Africa needs. Unity. Football teaches unity. And that's what I want to take to the young people in Africa. Man, and he sold me. I mean, it's just, I'm jacked up. I haven't slept in 2 nights, and I got to be up at 4 in the morning to catch a jet out of Lunken Airport to go to JFK.
What do you think, I mean, of all the camps you've done, all the coaching you've done in your career, I know you said this is obviously a bigger mission than just football.
Yeah.
What do you think the challenges will be for you as a coach to basically not only literally speak a different language, but also in coaching? Right.
Well, obviously that's the big one, the language barrier. And we've got people with us. But here's how elementary Amobi wants to do this. Okay. I said, Amobi, now I've been doing these things for Pro Camps for years, and I got hundreds of different drills that we can do. He said, oh no, Coach. We're going to start at ground zero. Right. We want to teach them how big the field is. We want to show them what a goalpost looks like. We want to show them how to hold a football. They don't even know how to hold one. We want to show them what a 3-point stance looks like. Here's what I like about the program. They're empowering young men in Africa to coach American football. We're going to spend 3 days with 30 to 40 young men in their 20s and 30s who Amobi's paying to learn the game of football from us. And then they got 900 kids coming out for us to teach them the game of football. So again, empowerment's a big word. And for me to teach 30 or 40 young men in Africa the great game of football so they can teach it to little junior high and elementary kids, and he's got a vision, man. I mean, if you look at the Amobi Okoye Foundation website, his goal is in 4 years from now to have a league.
Really?
He wants a full contact league over there that starts at the junior high level and works its way to the varsity high school level, and these kids learn the game as it goes, and it grows, and he really believes that this is going to take off. I didn't realize this. There's 4 or 5 guys right now from Africa playing in the NFL. There's 2 or 3 guys from Africa right now playing in the NBA. And the word's out over there. American football does a lot of great things, and again, I think it's neat that we're going to be able to introduce it at that level, and maybe be on the on the starting edge of something that could become in years to come, long after I'm gone. Yeah. I hope they're still playing football in Africa.
I know you said Amobi sold you on it.
Yeah.
But in whatever you've seen or heard from him, what do you get a sense of what drives him?
Oh man.
To do something like this, and like you said,
yeah,
give so much of himself.
Well, I don't know if it's fair to say this, but I know this. He's pledged $1 million out of his pocket to it's called CATE, Changing Africa Through Education. So I think that said something to me automatically. Yeah. This guy's committed to this. This isn't a one and done deal. This is the long haul. His real vision is to start a school over there, okay, the Amobi Okoye Foundation School that concentrates on athletics and education. And he's just real genuine. Yeah. You can tell that he appreciates the American way of life, and he knows that football is a big part of the success that he's had. Is a big reason that he can take care of his family and his foundation, and this can grow. But you can tell, man, this guy, his heart is in the right place. Yeah. And on the field, he's a bad man with jamma. He's a player.
All right, give me your checklist. Whether it's your mental check, your travel itinerary, your packing, I know you've got this all meticulously planned out.
Sure I do. I'm a coach.
That's right.
And they told me to relax. Okay. They said, that's fun. I'm not kidding you now. I'm a coach. I mean, I believe things need to be done on time, right, at a certain time, and they need to be done a certain way. Mm-hmm. and coaches are perfectionists. And they told me, hey, coach, you gotta have to relax a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely. I started 2 or 3 weeks ago with the packing list. They sent me a pack list. Mm-hmm. I got my first shots 2 weeks ago, and ironically, I finished my last shot today. I got a hepatitis A this morning over in Loveland. I got my yellow fever yesterday. Today, I took my first malaria pill. I'm going to take that for 21 days. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm a nervous wreck. Sure. I mean, I'm very anxious. I got 3 daughters at home and said, Daddy, you crazy. Jenna, Jill, and Jess, and my wife, Sandy, they've given me their full support, as has the Mount. And that was a concern. Hey, I'm going to be gone for 13, 14 days here. My athletic director, Mr. Radcliffe, and my direct supervisor, Melanie Atkins, and Coach Atkins, and they embrace this. It's like, Coach, are you crazy? We have no problem with this. We want you to do this. This is what the Mount's about. This is what the Sisters of Charity are about. This is what the mission of the college is. We want you to go give back. We want you to go teach football. We want you to be a part of this Amobi Okoye Foundation mission trip. And just like the guys that work for Pro Camps Worldwide, Greg Darbyshire and Andy Danner. I mean, I exclusively work for them guys. That's all I do in the summertime. Right. And they bless me like, hey, Coach, are you kidding? We want you to do this. We want you to give back. We want you to help grow that foundation and allow those kids to learn the great game of American football. So once everybody gave me their blessing, as well as Dr. Eriks, the president here at Mount St. Joseph, it was both feet in, man. I have done my homework. We've created PowerPoints. We've created videos. I'm taking 3 or 4 of our last season games with us. Yeah. The coaches seminars are 6 hours long, and the player seminars are 3 hours long. And we're doing them in 2 different major areas. We're going to Lagos, which is West Africa, and we're going to stay there for 4 or 5 days and do both programs, the Coaching to Coach program and the 900 boys, and then we're flying down to Johannesburg in South Africa and doing this and repeating the same program to 900 boys and coaches. So, again, I'm thrilled to be doing this. I mean, I hope it's obvious how much passion I have for football and the college of Mount St. Joseph and my buddies at Pro Camps. And like you said, I think Amobi is very, very special. I didn't realize he was the youngest player ever drafted in the NFL. I think he was the 9th pick in the NFL 4 years ago at 19 years
He's
old.
playing at Louisville at 60.
It's an incredible story. And again, because I work on Sundays, I don't get a chance to watch much football.
Right.
I coach college football, and we're here all day on Sunday,
Right.
breaking down film, grading out film, and getting ready for our upcoming opponent. But when I did my homework on Amobi Okoye, it was obvious.
Right.
This is an outstanding gentleman and a scholar, and there aren't many left in the NFL.
That's good. No, they're not. You're right. A quick 2-shot, and this one.